This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Yo, Cinephobiacs! It's Mayes, and I'm here to tell you about my new podcast, Queued Up. I love reviewing bad movies on Cinephobe, but sometimes I like to talk about good content too. I know that might sound crazy, but hear me out. We're tackling the 3rd season of Succession, as the Roys continue to struggle for control of Waystar. Join me, Jake Hoy, and Eden Liu as we look down upon the elites from our podcast penthouse. Find Queued Up, that's CUED, wherever you get podcasts. Subscribe, rate, unsubscribe, review, resubscribe, and tune in every week. If it is to be said, so it is. Ugh.
Don't make that noise.
Ugh.
You don't get to make that noise.
Same note too, bro.
You don't get to make that noise.
He does it to us every time.
In all my years on Cinephobe, all 110 of them,
Yeah.
I can say this honestly. I've never just said, I fucking quit. I'm not watching anymore. I didn't watch I haven't. I just stopped. I was like, I get it.
I don't think you do. What did you leave off at?
Honestly, I left off a lot later than I should have.
What's the last thing that you saw that happened?
Federal agents with laser sights on their guns.
Okay.
Fucking pointing at Costner, who's talking to a mirror. I don't know. There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
That you don't understand?
Yeah, man. No, this movie is Maze, don't play dumb here.
It wasn't confusing.
I don't understand the Elvis thing in general.
Half the time I'm sitting there and I don't know what they're talking about. They're having full conversations. And I'm like, wait, what's happening here?
You say that every movie.
No.
Yes.
Super cut it then, bitch.
I don't want to. I don't want to go through every episode and find all the times that Amin asks, what's happening right now? What's this movie about? It's every episode.
No.
Mark your bingo sheets.
This movie's a bingo sheet. I'm with Amin on this one. That's how bad you know it is. As Amin and I are aligned on this. Throughout the whole movie, I just kept wondering, what's happening? What is this movie about? What's going on?
We never agree on anything. Anything. In fact, even if we do, Zach makes it a point just to fuck with me to disagree.
What are you talking about?
Because he thinks it makes for better podcasting.
What are you talking about?
Shut up. Stop doing this. Stop doing shtick for just 1 minute. Let me make this point. But I'm saying, think about how far this movie had to go for Zach to be like, Amin's got a point.
That's the point of the show.
Isn't
it? Isn't it? It's possible. I don't understand what this podcast is about.
Poppycock. It's a fuck house.
On a weekly basis, we are consuming more concentrated bad movies than probably anybody in the history of mankind.
Poppycock.
What story? What story? What are you talking about?
Do you want lunch?
I have yet to laugh in this movie. I'll just tell you that.
You picked it, motherfucker. Just remember that.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit. Unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
I was legitimately offended.
You were offended?
I was offended.
I didn't know you could get offended.
I was offended.
This did it.
If I were gay, I wouldn't be offended.
They're fucking making shit up, Amin.
Inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail.
Bees don't lie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm holding a mic in my hands, and now I'm talking all alone.
Welcome to Cinephobe, the podcast. We break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper. That's Amin Al-Hassan. That's Anthony Mayes. Patreon.com/countthedings. 'Tis the season, folks. Sign up for the Patreon. Get the holiday episodes. And all the extra stuff we have, not just for Cinephobe, but across the Count the Dings network. If you have a review for the podcast, we'd love you to review it. Make sure you do that on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars. Say whatever you want. Suggest a movie. Suggest a theme month. Whatever you want. Just make that thing 5 stars. Reminder, if we don't have 10,000 reviews by the end of 2022, the podcast is over. If you have a submission, submit it. Just needs to be 40% or lower on Rotten Tomatoes for the audience or the critic score. December is Heist Month. Amin started us off with Red Notice.
File.
Now it's up to Mayes.
Phobe.
And he's taken the 2001 action comedy crime 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
Black comedy crime.
The black is so woefully, like my man was like that. I still barely saw Ice-T, by the way.
Yo,
I blinked.
Nope. Too soon. Too soon.
3,000 Miles to Graceland stars Kurt Russell and Kevin Costner, both repeat offenders.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Russell, a repeat offender from Tango and Cash. He had Breakdown in 97, Soldier in 98, and then nothing until this movie in 2001 when he also had Vanilla Sky.
My dogs couldn't telefy. My face looked like Tom Cruise in Vanilla Sky. It was televised. There's been an accident called Geico.
Costner is a repeat offender from Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. He had Message in a Bottle for Love of the Game and Play It to the Bone in 99, 13 Days in 2000, this movie in 2001, and then Dragonfly in 2002. This movie also has Courtney Cox, Christian Slater, and Kevin Pollak.
Courtney Cox, I love you. You're so hot on that show.
Cox was still on Friends in 2001. She had Scream 3 in 2000. This movie, Get Well Soon, and The Shrink in 2001. And then November in 2004. Christian Slater had Hard Rain and Very Bad Things in 1998.
I've heard of Hard Rain so many times, including on this podcast.
It's eligible for this month.
It sure is.
I don't know what it's about, and I've never heard of it.
It's about a heist in the rain.
Is it hard?
Oh,
Horde.
As hard as it gets.
Horde. H-O-A-R-D.
Contender in 2000, this movie, and Zoolander in 2001, and then Hard Cash and Wind Talkers in 2002.
Hard Cash, 0%, also eligible for this month.
Isn't Bokeem Woodbine in this too?
Yes.
Is it hard?
Kevin Pollak is a repeat offender from Cop Out.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
He's in A Few Good Men, Hold 9 Yards, Usual Suspects, and Joanna Man.
He didn't give us his Robert De Niro this time. I'm kind of disappointed.
We get David Arquette, John Lovitz, and Howie Long. Arquette, you know from the Scream franchise and 8-Legged Freaks.
Future Cinephobe.
Lovitz is a repeat offender from Grown Ups 2, Loaded Weapon 1, and The Great White Hype.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
And then Howie Long from Broken Arrow, Firestorm, and That Thing You Do. We also get Thomas Hayden Church, Bokeem Woodbine, and Ice-T. THC is from Tombstone, George of the Jungle, Sideways, Spanglish, Idiocracy, Spider-Man 3, and Daddy's Home. Bokeem, repeat offender from Spencer Confidential.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
And Mom and Dad, where he's uncredited and shows up on the news.
He's also in The Rock and Dead Presidents. And then Ice-T.
And Hard Cash.
From New Jack City, Ricochet, and the other guys.
Repeat offender for Leprechaun in the Hood.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
Yeah.
You know what the problem is with IMDb is they should list music videos separate from acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just all over the place. Like, come on. Help us out.
There's also another thing that they should list separately, which is coming up real soon. But there's a sneaky repeat offender here. Terry Chen, the Asian agent from Ballistic X vs. Sever.
Okay.
He's a cop, right?
Yep.
3,000 Miles to Graceland, directed by Demian Lichtenstein.
Who?
Demian Lichtenstein.
In some places, you got to pay extra for that.
He also wrote this movie with Richard Recco and Kevin Bernhardt. Demian, you know from directing Lowball, the Eric B. and Rakim music video Don't Sweat the Technique. Clip it, Maze!
And peep the technique. But don't sweat the technique.
Bunch of documentary shorts.
Allegedly 34 documentary shorts this year.
Yeah, there's something going on with this fraud.
Absolute bullshit. After not really doing anything for a long time. Apparently this last year insanely active. I think they were all 1 minute long.
Richard Recco, you know from Just This, in some short called Officer Down. Kevin Bernhardt gets a story credit, and he wrote Turbulence 2, Fear of Flying, and something called Echo Boomers, which stars Patrick Schwarzenegger.
And something called Jill Rips.
I like the idea of Turbulence 1. Like, I'm okay with flying. But then the events of Turbulence 1 make Turbulence 2.
Have you watched Turbulence?
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, isn't it Ray Liotta and maybe Anne Heche?
Is it a heist that happens with Turbulence?
It's still a plane, kind of.
Is hijacking a plane a heist?
I think heist implies financial gain. It just means steal or rob. So I guess you could rob a plane, but it just feels like money.
Man, I feel like money. Man, I feel like money.
Not like any political aspirations or like freeing a prisoner, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah. That sounds like a different category. The action of taking property unlawfully. A plane is property.
Yeah, and you took it unlawfully. I'm pretty sure that wasn't a lawful commandeering.
Zach is stealing a plane, a heist.
Ooh.
Hijacking a plane.
Yeah, it's hijacking a plane. Are you trying to keep the plane?
Right. If you stole somebody's private jet, that's a heist.
That's a heist, yeah, because you're keeping that for yourself. But
if you hijack a plane
just to get away, that's not really a heist, but it can be part of a heist.
What if you're hijacking a plane in order to compel a certain governing body to do something, like release a prisoner, or you have demands, and so you hijack the plane in order for those demands?
Not really a heist.
No?
Sounds like leverage.
Leverage?
A female?
Oh my God.
Using leverage?
How is that not cornerstone of all misogyny all throughout Cinephobe?
You tell us, Mr. Misogyny.
What? What is Mr. Misogyny? Which, by the way, sounds a lot like Mr. Miyagi. Like, I feel like I'm a sensei for misogyny when you say it like that. Is that going in the intro?
I mean, are you more wax on or wax off?
I think we all know the answer to that question.
Synopsis for 3,000 Miles to Graceland. A gang of ex-cons rob a casino during Elvis Convention Week.
I wish that's what the entire synopsis was.
Tagline, crime is king.
Thank you very much.
Mayes' tagline was better.
I fucking hate Elvis impersonators. I think it's the biggest loser thing you can do.
Zach is like, yo, you better be the real deal if you want me to fuck with you at all.
If you're not the real deal, I'm not gonna get hyped at all.
Zach is pulling the car off the side of the road mid 80 mile per hour ride to confirm to the people in the back. Nobody does that shit about the king. Nobody.
$62 million estimated budget. Grossed $15.7 million US and $18.7 million worldwide. Flop city.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had a flop. The last one was Blank Man.
Oh.
And before that, Reindeer Games, which
that tracks.
Has a lot in common with this movie.
File. No, don't you dare. Reindeer Games is awesome.
Before we jump into this movie and you listen to the rest of this podcast, 3,000 Miles to Graceland was available on Stars. It might just be a rental now.
It's just a rental.
Maze keeps doing this to the listeners.
I had the misfortune of trying to watch it at 9 p.m. Pacific last night, which was December 1st.
Yeah, that's tough.
And it wasn't there.
I stopped halfway through and then was picking it up late last night, but it still kept its place for me.
Oh, so you opened it already and then they couldn't take it away from you. Yeah, I was wondering if that would happen that way.
Yeah, it did.
And I literally just missed it by 40 minutes.
How about that?
And then as soon as I was done, I tried to search because I accidentally skipped through the music video at the end. When I went back to search for it, I was like, oh, let me just watch that real quick, scroll to that part. It was not available on the app anymore.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
It's frustrating.
3,000 Miles to Graceland receives 14% from critics on 96 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 46% from the audience on over 50,000 ratings.
Both of those numbers seem unnaturally high.
Amin, would you like the positive or the negative reviews?
Curiosity killed the cat, I guess, so give me the positives.
Kill the king.
Thank you very much.
Wow, everybody's just thinking about the negative. Well, I think the glass is half full. Everybody thinks it's half empty.
Can we do a quick, everyone give us your best Elvis?
You want to do a round of Elvis?
Yeah. Let's just hear it.
Viva Las Vegas.
Shit. You stole mine.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
There's blackjack and roulette in the roulette wheel. A fortune won and lost on every deal.
Sounds like your
All
Obama.
you need is sevens and the nerves are still. Now, Michelle, Sasha, Malia.
Mitch McConnell doesn't want you to jailhouse, Rob.
Mitch McConnell wants a jailhouse to be silent, devoid of music.
Neil Minow of Common Sense Media. Extremely violent Elvis-based robbery for 17 plus only.
Elvis-based.
The minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost.
Brian McKay of eFilmCritic.com.
Okay.
Russell and Costner deliver up some of the most amusing portrayals of their careers as casino robbing Elvis impersonators.
What was amusing? Costner, definitely not. I can't understand what the appeal is. What's the appeal?
Yeah, he's playing against type here, which I guess was
Is he?
nice
Yeah,
to
he is. Big
see
time, big
him
time. Come on.
be different, but it still lacked a lot of charisma.
It's still Costner. Even as a bad guy, it's still Costner.
I'm going to push back on lack of charisma, okay?
Jesus Christ, we're going to do this. Okay. I've just fast forwarded 2.5 hours from now when this podcast is over. And Zach goes, I'm going to file it. I believed it.
File very much. Sean Burns of Philadelphia Weekly.
Burns.
Gleefully preposterous and at times blissfully inane.
I feel like he tried to shit on it, but used nice adjectives.
Robert Roten of Laramie Movie Project.
Mad as he wrote.
While it does contain many action film cliches, it also has some quirky characters who give it some charm.
When? Who?
Mm-mm.
Who? Name them.
Turn into an owl. Who?
Not for very long, if anything.
Name one.
The Kid?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait till you hear my notes.
Jay Stone of Ottawa Citizen.
Yeah, dude.
Too immoral and too bloody. And the ending would make John Woo blush. And it's so hip, it's practically perverse about it. But it is kind of cool.
Hip?
It's so hip.
I can't even confirm or deny his assessment given that I have not watched the ending.
Jay Carr of Boston Globe. From its first jumpsuited Elvis to its last fireball, 3,000 Miles to Graceland can be called meretricious, but not soporific.
Oh, are you Dom Kang? Meretricious.
Chris Hewitt of St. Paul Pioneer Press.
You hew it, you blew it.
An entertainingly heartless movie made with style, energy, and a modicum of humor.
There's no entertaining, there's no style, there's no energy, and there's no modicum. And there's no humor. But other than that, he's accurate.
Andy Klein of New Times. For those fed up with Costner's frequent corn-pone heroism, as worst exemplified in The Postman, this movie will prove a welcome antidote.
Corn-pone?
Corn-pone.
Is that when someone pones me online?
How are the reviews worse than the movie?
I mean, I am sick of Costner's corn pone shit, if I'm being real.
Joe Blow of Joe Blow's Movie Network. The funnest movie that I've seen so far this year.
What year was this?
2001.
So January 2001. Save the Last Dance. Better. Double Take. Future Cinephobe. Better.
But were they fun?
Wedding Planner. Better and more fun. And you know that's saying a lot for me to say that. Moving on to February 2001.
Well, Monkey Bone came out the same weekend, so.
Saving Silverman. Ah, there you go. February 9th, 2001. Better. Down to Earth. Better. It was either Monkey Bone, Last Resort, or 3,000 Miles to Graceland. That's February 23rd, 2001.
What a double feature.
On one of the sites that I was looking up earlier, it said this movie came out in 2019. So like for the first 40 minutes of this movie, I thought this was a movie that came out in 2019 and was just confused whether it was a period piece or what was happening.
That's like when you watch the wrong Gone in 60 Seconds. When's Nick Cage going to show up?
Yo, I was so impressed.
He watched that shit for 15 minutes.
Not only that, I rented it. And then 15 minutes in, I'm like, yo, this cold open is a little too cold. Oh my gosh, I picked the wrong movie.
And you phobed it because of that.
I believe that was the deciding factor, yeah.
Well, because you didn't finish the movie either. That's one you didn't finish.
That's true. I don't remember what happened at the end of the movie, so I guess I didn't finish it. But this is the only time in Cinephobe history where I willingly said, no mas.
Not even After Earth.
Nope, I'm not watching any more of this movie.
Rob Blackwelder of Spliced Wire. A good ride.
Oh.
Couple user reviews. Thomas C., 5 out of 5 stars. I don't understand the bad reviews on this movie. It was a favorite of mine as a kid, and it's a favorite of mine now, even at 30 years old. This is one of my favorite roles that Kevin Costner played, and he was a true American badass, as well as a combat vet with a Purple Heart, I connected with the scenes when the music played when his buddies unfortunately died, because I understood that Murphy must have lost a lot of buddies in war, and it tore him up inside when he couldn't save them.
I did not watch my buddies die face down in the muck so that this fucking strumpet, this fucking whore, could waltz around
Vietnam, man.
Well, there isn't a literal connection,
Walter,
dude.
face it, there isn't any connection.
How is that not something that deserves an Oscar for? I don't know why there are so many low reviews on such amazing films back then. I question the integrity and ability of critics rating movies nowadays. I'm only here to share my support for such awesome films that never got the recognition they deserved. One of my all-time favorites.
Didn't Kevin Costner kill his friends?
Some of them.
Okay, that's one. Two, he was in the military and he had a Purple Heart. I must have missed that part.
Yep, that happened.
Look, there are times I watched this movie all the way through. I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't watching TV.
Really?
There were like huge chunks. I know because I asked questions you'll see in the note.
You just zoned out?
I'm staring at the screen and my brain just shut off. I said no. There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Buckle up for this last positive review. Blank user, 5 out of 5. I saw this movie when I worked at Century 16 Theaters. At that time, owned by Century Theaters, not Cinemark in 2000. We had this movie playing on 3 screens. It was a huge hit in our theater. People loved it. Well, we'll never see the likes of this movie's again. Loud, violent, packed with rap metal and spine shank.
No rap.
Great cast and awesome gunfights. Sure, the story was a little funny, but when was the last time they filmed a casino robbery like this? This movie set the bar for shoot 'em all heist movies. These days...
Just stop. I don't want to hear any more.
You have Ocean's 18 or whatever it was. Point made. It wasn't meant to be an Academy Award film. It was meant to be a good popcorn movie for adults. Definitely something rare these days. I'd be very surprised if you found a movie that's actually showed somebody getting hit by bullets rather than quick cutscenes that takes away the camera from the person getting killed. But if somehow you do manage to see the person getting hit by bullets, you don't see the glorious squib packed with red dye packs. Instead, you see dust come out, LOL. Movies like 3,000 Miles to Graceland, The Replacement Killers, and other films of its kind that were heavy with violence and good action are long dead. These days, we get Ocean 18 and The Last Jedi. Hollywood would rather play it safe than make a good movie. I really enjoyed 3,000 Miles to Graceland and had great action. The Elvis stuff was hilarious. The Las Vegas scenes were pretty well done, especially since I lived there. I noticed all the landmarks at the Riviera. The cast worked well together. They do have a good relationship. I especially love the supporting cast by Thomas Hayden Church and Kevin Pollak. They are hilarious. This movie was not meant to be taken seriously, and I think a bunch of people today feel that it was supposed to be. This movie, with big, loud, dumb, but it was also smart, and the villain was created perfectly to where you actually did side with him. Creating a perfect villain is hard to do, and very few films do it these days with big, loud, dumb. But it was also smart and a villain with created perfectly, and where you actually didn't side with him. Creating a perfect villain is hard to do, and very few films do these days. 3,000 Miles of Graceland is one of those films that we'll never forget. That was a part of history of films when Hollywood was brave. Long live the king, baby.
I know that that's a lot to process, but my golden dumpster of that review is Ocean's 18. I'm crying at that. He doubled down
twice.
Yeah, because in case you didn't get the joke the first time.
Negative reviews.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
Emmanuel Levy of EmmanuelLevy.com.
Leave me alone.
The Tarantino effect is very much in evidence in this trashy, senseless, and excessively violent actioner about a casino heist that goes uproariously awry.
The heist itself didn't go awry.
I don't agree.
I'm on Team Mayes on this one. The heist went off.
What?
Without a hitch. They walked through a casino with brandished weapons and nobody stopped them.
They got caught on camera.
I have a friend who was arrested in a robbing Walmart scheme. When they told me, they got arrested or whatever, I thought, this was an elaborate, like they had a guy inside and they were doing something, they're switching stuff out, whatever. And it turns out the scheme was they would go to Walmart, put things in a shopping cart, and then they would just run out the front door. That was the whole scheme.
Real smash and grab job.
No, it's not even a smash and grab. It would just act like you're shopping, and then instead of going to the registers, you would just sprint out the front door. It's not a fucking scheme.
Did they have a car like right outside, or did they have to go find their spot in the parking lot?
They had to go find like where the guy was. This is how you guys did this? You deserve to get fucking put in jail.
Like a Wikipedia entry for theft.
You take something that's not yours and don't pay for it.
David Nusser of Real Film Reviews. An incoherent jumble of images.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Clark of Matinee Magazine. It's a shame the movie is ultimately so worthless because the acting isn't half bad. James Sanford of Kalamazoo Gazette. Like a needle jumping around on a scratchy old piece of vinyl, the movie skips aimlessly from raunchy comedy to blood-splattered thriller to gooey male-bonding drama without ever finding a groove to settle into.
Is it a raunchy comedy?
Gooey.
What part is raunchy other than the scenes at the beginning? Supercharger, because I want to be able to drop that and have everybody get excited. Wait a second. Not the verbiage I wanted to use.
Dennis Schwartz of Dennis Schwartz Movie Reviews.
And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
You can't make stuff like this up.
But they did. What do you mean?
Colin Suter of eFilmCritic.com. Curse of my soul. This movie couldn't be worse. The prince should be delivered from the back of a hearse.
Elvis.
Mark Dushik.
Oh!
Mark Reviews Movies.
This Dushik finally decided to show up again.
It insulted my intelligence, yes. But I still have some hope for the human race after watching it.
And then 8 months later, 9/11 happened.
Whoa! Oh, jeez.
Am I too soon?
Kamal the Diva Larsuel of Three Black Chicks Reviews. I felt like I was there for 3,000 hours.
There you go.
Karina Montgomery of Cinerina. This is a terrible, horrible film, a big-budget student film with stupidity and insipidity written all over it. AOL keyword, suck.
Wow. 20th century bitch with that review.
Chuck Rudolph of Matinee Magazine. Director Demian Lichtensteins as lazy and as generally incompetent as Ang Lee.
Wow.
It's Academy Award winner, Ang Lee.
Wow.
Eric Monder of Film Journal International. Like a long road trip without a rest stop. Jack Garner of Rochester Democrat and Chronicle. A grimy, ultra-violent, long, and stupidly plotted Quentin Tarantino wannabe.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue à Cinema. Cinephobe.
Mary F. Poles of Contra Costa Times.
That she does.
If you have a perverse desire to see Kevin Costner in the full throes of a midlife crisis, then by all means, go see 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
What do you call the rest of his career?
Cynthia Fuchs of Philadelphia City Paper.
For Fuchs' sake.
Fuck you.
Goes through all the usual motions of a heist film. Heist, betrayal, chase, showdown. And then, in case you missed them the first time, it goes through them again. Carrie Rickey of Philadelphia Inquirer.
Carrie Rickey.
Elvis would write this one off as a jailhouse crock.
Oh, shit. Why was that the one I like? I don't know. So many terrible puns in the critic reviews, and I've always rolled my eyes and said, get the fuck out of here. That one, for some reason, it spoke to me.
And Jay Boyar of Orlando Sentinel.
Jay Boyardee.
With junk like this, only fools rush in.
That's a different movie.
Is that a side swipe at her friend's co-star, Matthew Perry? Well, Thanksgiving's over. We're into December, and the clock is ticking on your Christmas shopping. You've seen all those specific gift guides. Gifts for moms, gifts for gay uncles, gifts for your neighbor's cousin's dog. You could comb the internet and shop at 10 different places, or you could get a gift everyone will use every single day. Raycon wireless earbuds. The best part is they start at half the price of other premium audio brands. If you've been wondering why Amin's audio quality is so terrible episode after episode, it's certainly not his fault, so it must be your headphones. If you haven't heard the problematic or montage drops on Raycons, you haven't heard them at all. The audio quality is fully ass off. With seamless Bluetooth pairing and a comfortable noise isolating fit, you can start listening right away and keep listening for up to 8 hours of playtime with a 32-hour battery life. Raycons are available in 5 stylish colors, allowing you to pick the perfect one for everyone on your list. So this holiday season, get your loved ones something they are going to use all the time, for music or podcasts, at home or on the go. And with free shipping, they make gifting easier than ever. The holidays are coming up faster than you think. Now is the time to knock out that gift list and avoid the last-minute shipping scramble. Especially because right now, my listeners will get 15% off site-wide with code HOLIDAY at buyraycon.com/ding. Go to buyraycon.com/ding, D-I-N-G, and use code HOLIDAY, HOLIDAY, today to get 15% off your entire Raycon order. Buyraycon.com/ding.
Listener, what's up? Zach Harper, coming to you live from just making my picks on Prize Picks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. For my money and your money, the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. Again, that's daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of players, including like pros and sharks, those people that really try to game the system and screw you over. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Basketball's here, right? So check this out. This is the cool thing that I love from Prize Picks. You can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports and leagues. So if you want to do like more Patrick Mahomes yards and less James Harden points, you can do that. You can do that combination. You can do any combination that they have on there. You just go to the Specials League. You want to play alongside people. Maybe you don't want to go it alone. Maybe you want to play alongside people. You can go to, I don't know, Meek Mill, Andrew Schultz. You find them in the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. And best of all, Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have the player who exits the game in the first half and does not return the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks, the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So I'll tell you what you do. You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use the promo code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Let me say that again for you. You go to prizepicks.com/ding. You use the code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100 from our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Amin, what is your first note?
This movie came out 2 years ago? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
2 years ago?
This is when I thought it came out in 2019.
My first note, it's over 2 hours. So there's absolutely no chance that Amin files it. There's zero chance before I even knew what it was about.
Read the Amazon description, had no idea what this movie was about.
We've got a lot of shots of the open road and the terrain. There's a red car racing through the open highway. And what the fuck are these metal robot scorpions fighting?
What the hell is this?
Is this the right movie?
Is this 8-legged freaks?
It's been a long time since we've been able to do this.
We built this city.
Literally used it last episode.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
There's a darker scorpion and a metallic silver scorpion. This is like the fight scene from Double Impact when the twins fight each other.
It's the worst video game I've ever played.
The silver one is fucking the darker one and staring it right in the eyes as it sticks it in. Oh, fuck. The darker one just snapped off an arm of the silver one, and it stabbed the silver one with its own severed arm right in the head.
Celebrates like Bolo.
It does.
Arms up.
Red car's approaching. Victoria's scorpion tries to hide in a dead animal's bones, and car runs it over. Kurt Russell's driving.
Have we really come this far in CGI in 20 years? It's insane.
Again, Jurassic Park came out in 1993. Just throwing that out there one last time.
One last time.
The song that's playing is It's Gonna Kill Me. And I said, is this movie trying to tell me something?
Soundtrack exposition.
Spoiler alert, it turned out to be perfect soundtrack exposition.
Welcome to Rosewood, population 63. Some stupid kid caresses the car and then picks up the dead, darker scorpion, which is no longer metal or a robot, and it's also alive, apparently. Kid traps it in a jar. He also removes the valve skull cap from the tire. Russell says, hey, and the kid kicks him in the shin and runs away. Kurt calls him a little maggot and chases him.
When he said, you little maggot, okay. Not a bingo word.
Sounds like one, though, right?
I was very close to being like, whoa, that's really aggressive to start your movie with, especially in 2019. Then I asked myself, I swear to God, the very next note, is this a period piece?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
So, I'm sorry. What did you think was going on with the Scorpions if you thought it was 2019?
It's a great question.
Dude, you think I have a lot of confidence in this movie that has Kevin Costner in it to spend the big bucks on CGI?
So you just thought they did it on some kid's computer?
Maybe it's the stupid ass kid in the beginning. Let me use your Dell.
Microsoft Paint.
Your Pentium 3 chip.
Kid stopped by Courtney Cox, who's his mom. She takes the valve cap from him.
I kept calling her Monica from Friends.
It's fine.
It works.
Yeah.
I kept calling her Cox.
Baby, giving her Cox.
How many times I told you to stop stealing parts of people's cars?
Just parts.
Why does she have a southern accent?
Does she have a southern accent? Because it lasts all of about 2 scenes.
She gives it back to Kurt. He's just passing through. She's never seen him before. She remembers saying that she was just passing through 4 years ago.
Monica from Friends. Titties out, ass on.
He's from Jersey City. What's with this ma'am stuff? Am I looking that old already? No, ma'am.
Throwing that pussy.
Her name's Sybil Waingro.
Sybil with a C.
Not with an S.
Says nice name. It's a terrible name.
Awful name.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I like Sybil. Welcome to Cinephobe.
The combo, the full name.
Sybil Waingro. She asks if he drinks coffee and has any money.
She says that, you got any money? She walks away. He licks his lip. And I'm like...
He does, yeah. He eye fucks her.
Yeah, eye fucks her.
Ocular pat down.
Ocular ass lick. That's what he did. He fucking licked her booty hole with that.
I don't like when you say booty hole.
Asshole, anus, poop shoot, sphincter, balloon knot, brown eye.
Why did you say it like that? Balloon knot.
Zip-a-lizard. Tallywhacker. Schlong.
On Levitard show today, we had Steve-O talking about the shit he's doing for his next video.
Yeah.
Up in the ante. He said he skydove, like he went skydiving. After he jumped on the plane, he jerked off and nut 15,000 feet from the surface of the earth. And so I asked him, I said, wait, hold on, man. Did you like abstain like the day before to make sure you'd nut? He's like, no, not only that. He went 4 days without busting any nuts. And he took 4 Cialis tabs. And he had a dude strapped to his back and a portable DVD player.
A portable DVD?
Because he was watching, I guess, porn. And at that moment, I realized for all the shit that you guys give me.
You never jacked off skydiving before?
You know what, man? I am not the limit. I am really mild. You guys make a big deal about some mild shit that I say.
I don't know if mild's the word I'd use there.
Yeah.
Mild bridges.
I don't think I would need Cialis to jack off skydiving.
If you had a dude strapped to your back and in the plane, it was a plane full of dudes.
I'm not looking at them. I can do it anywhere, okay?
Can you?
Can't I?
Welcome to Cinephobe.
I love that Steve-O jacking off while skydiving finally made Amin say, all right, there's a line.
Now he's at I'm not the limit because Steve-O jacked off in the sky.
I'm going to be a realist here. I had a lot of follow-up questions and Levitard kept cutting me off.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
We could have done 2 hours of me interviewing Steve-O just about that stunt.
Well, you know what? Get him on the pod. We'll talk to him about as much jacking off in the sky as you want.
Really?
Also, that's like a deadly weapon. If that hits somebody at that velocity.
Well, I asked him, I said, where were you
aiming?
No, I said, what was beneath you? And he said, 50,000 feet of sky and earth below that. And I said, yeah, but isn't that a hazard to people walking beneath?
Bird poop.
The other question I had is, did the skeet freeze?
It would have to have, right?
I don't know.
But then it's going to thaw back out.
But did you ask him in the Mr. Freeze accent?
Winter is coming. Did the skeet freeze?
Freeze.
I could easily do that skydiving. 4 Cialis, get out of here. I'm the Cialis in that scenario.
Yeah, but you don't have a portable DVD player, Zach, so how are you going to pull that off? Literally.
I don't need it. You kidding me?
I don't know, Zach. I feel like this is one of those things where you say something with great confidence, but then when you have to do it, you're going to realize, oh shit, it's a little hard. Literally.
Or it's not.
No. Literally, it's a little hard.
It's a little soft, if you ask me.
Am I the actual jackmaster of this show and not you? Are you a fraud this whole time?
I'm not a fraud, but I recognize that there are situations that are going to throw me off. I'm not going to say I can jerk off anywhere.
You're so worried about a guy being strapped to your back. I mean, come on. I'd be worried for him.
Also, skydiving.
Who knows where that stuff's going?
Also, busting that nut and then having like the fucking wind blow the nut right back in my face. I feel like nut is very fucking light.
I would definitely be worried about dodging it.
Can you skydive back down, face up? And so when you nut, it goes up. Like it just shoots up into the heavens.
That's probably the move, though.
I don't think it's shooting into the heavens necessarily. I think that's some Greek mythology stuff right there.
I'm thinking about it like in the John Woo movies where the guy's jumping and he's shooting backward.
The only thing I'd be worried about is it hitting me after completion, but that's a problem for future Zach.
Back to the movie, by the way. Aren't we doing a movie?
Kid comes over and asks for a Coke.
The kid asks for a Coke, not a fucking bottle of Dom P. The way she reacts, like, Mom, can I get a Coke? Like, oh!
She lives in a population of 60 people in some shit-kicking desert town.
Coca-Cola is out of the question?
At the Last Chance Motel.
Aptly named.
She says Jersey City must be like 3,000 miles away.
You said it?
She almost said it.
Future callback.
Can't you see I'm talking? She didn't bring her purse. Kurt gives him $5. She asks if he likes kids. He says he's not so much the fathering type. Kid was named after Jesse James, the bank robber. Kid is looking at some stupid-ass sheriff costume for $20 from the counter waitress. He tries to buy it for $5, no dice. Kid's dad didn't write her back, so she doesn't know where he is. 20th century bitch.
With the poor Facebook.
Who cares anyhow? Not me. Wow, you must think I'm some cheap date, huh?
Takes a hell of a lot more than a cup of coffee and a plate of chow to get a sophisticated woman like me into the sack. That's for damn sure.
I call this coffee's position. She's just telling her life story.
Coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
The fact that she talked about getting into the sack means she's absolutely gonna get into the sack because he never asked her.
You do sure make that cigarette look good.
You make that dress look good. Smash cut to Kurt smashing the cut.
Wildly in bed.
I think I am talking you.
I didn't understand the position they were in.
What is this sex position?
Her vagina was way too high up on him.
His dick is in the middle of her lower back somewhere.
Baby.
Yeah, it is. From the inside.
Oh.
Or his dick is in his belly button. One of the two.
It originates from his belly button?
Yeah. That I would buy if that was what this movie was about.
Yeah, she had a bra on. Like Courtney Cox, you can't give us no titties?
Misogynist.
No, I'm just asking. She could say no, and I'm like, okay.
No, I'm just asking.
Let her answer, Zach.
What a stupid rebuttal.
It was a legitimate question.
Kid sneaks into the room to steal the wallet while his mom is riding the hell out of some stranger. That's wild. Jesus.
Question. Have you ever walked in on your parents having sex?
Thankfully, no.
Me neither, but it seems like it's a very commonplace thing, apparently.
In movies?
No, and people in real life.
Let the boy watch.
Yes, there's a lot of let the boy watch in real life.
He buys the sheriff's costume and runs to a bus. I don't know what happened there. Another Cadillac pulls up and honks. Kurt's getting dressed and asks if he owes her anything.
Didn't mean to offend. Just haven't been with a woman in a really long time. I'm serious.
Yo, you know what? I'm going to use that from now on if I'm about to ask a very awkward.
Why?
If I have to ask an awkward question, you just imply you've been in jail, and they're like, oh, that makes sense. And then they let you go, as opposed to you're just like a real piece of shit.
You'd rather people think you were in jail than answer an awkward question?
You'd rather people thought you'd been in jail other than just thinking you're socially incompetent.
Yes. It worked for Kurt.
He's 5.5 years serious.
It worked for Curdy.
Don't call him Curdy. She starts laughing, saying that he just got out.
Dirty Curdy.
You don't offer a woman if it's been nice. You give flowers or chocolate or something. He leaves with both of them smiling.
Or Mo Dick.
My next note, oh Jesus, the top of Costner's head. He is struggling.
Is that hair and makeup?
Nah, man, that's him.
The sideburns, though, and the pop collar.
Bokeem is in the car with two other guys, says this must be our singer. We know you can't sing, but I play a mean guitar. Banter?
No.
Is that banter?
No, it's not.
Costner's sideburns are out of control. We get some consposition. You feel better? Ain't free yet. Come on, it's a lot better than that cage we shared. Big sky, lots of space, not enough water.
It's always going to be something with you, Mike.
Dumb kids twirling the toy guns. Costner asks who the kid is. I don't know. Looks like he knows you. Just because the kid's packing heat doesn't make him my partner.
Future callback.
That's right. I'm your partner. You ready to play? Always ready to play.
Kurt smokes his third cigarette of the movie 9 minutes in. They light a new cigarette every single scene.
I really hope you have this tracked the whole time.
No, I ran out of gas.
Did anybody feel the tension in the air right now when he said, I'm your partner?
He didn't say it like that.
Yes, he did.
Mayes, clip it.
I'm your partner.
He said it so sensual. You hear it.
Costner stares the kid down.
He doesn't want any competition for this dick.
Kurt wants to ride shotgun. Costner tells Bokeem to get in the back. Racist. Arquette has to ride bitch between Bokeem and Slater.
And that's when I wrote David Arquette, ass off.
Off?
Oh, man, I got to write bitch. Yeah, watch. It keeps going.
Costner slams on the brakes, asks the kid if he's ever shot anybody with them things. Kid shakes his head no. Costner laughs and says, didn't think so, and drives off. What? What's happening? Why is he talking shit to this kid?
No, Mayes thinks it's perfectly normal. Oh, now it makes sense why Mayes thought it was perfectly normal. Talking shit to a kid.
Riding in the desert, Bokeem.
Hey, Murphy, what's the smartest thing ever come out of bitch's mouth?
What?
Einstein's cock.
Misogyny!
Costner wants to know what Kurt is so quiet about. I told you I hate the desert. Yeah, I know, for the second time now. Where's the banter in all this?
There's no banter. They have the crew together and there's no banter.
This is the opposite of Red Notice, by the way.
Arquette shouts, check this out, Deathmatch 3000. In the red corner, Frank Sinatra. In the blue corner, Elvis Presley. Not talking no cartoon shit. Real deal, real cats scrapping it out. Now, who's going down?
Is he referring to Celebrity Smackdown or whatever it was called on
Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yeah, on MTV.
Mm-hmm. Topical. Also, 3000 again. He said it? Are they just going to keep saying 3000 for everything?
They're just going to circle around fucking this 3000 title.
If I could rob a casino, do you think the king would pass me by? 'Cause you know I drive 3,000 miles to get to Graceland tonight.
At this point, the third guy in the back seat says some shit.
Christian Slater?
I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, we don't know who you are. And then I looked at him like, holy fuck, is that Christian Slater?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Because he's like a strong 40 pounds fatter.
Yeah, but he was like a cocaine 90 pounds in his prime.
Yeah, this is after he fucking quit the coke and obviously his film career shriveled up as he bloated.
Bokeem says the chairman of the board and the king are looking mighty mean.
Mighty mean.
King lands one right in the chairman's nuts and pretends to punch Arquette in the dick.
Oh, hot tamale.
Oh, but the king slips. He goes down. Old Blue Eyes goes in for the Italian necktie. Whoa, the king is down. And Costner screeches to the side of the road and pulls over.
Who said that? Shut the fuck up. Who said it? Don't say it any fucking more.
Like Zach Harper discovering there's an Elvis impersonator in the midst.
I'll beat the fuck out of that Elvis impersonator. I hate. How do you guys not get angered by them? What year is it?
I don't encounter them that often other than this movie where it's highly concentrated.
It's so awful.
Zach, you ask what year it is.
You don't know.
But I'm here to tell you, I don't know. Is it 2019? Is it a period piece? I don't know at this point.
I love the idea of this being a period piece to you.
At this point, Kurt Russell starts flipping through CDs and like, wait a second.
He does, yeah.
It's not the 70s, but it's also clearly not like now because no one uses CDs either.
It was just a joke. Well, it wasn't fucking funny. Sinatra, fuck Sinatra. Nobody fucks with the king and nobody ever says he's down.
Bokeem says they all love the king.
Costner is really bad at swearing. This is exactly what you're talking about, Amin, of just adding fucks in between every other word for no reason. Mm-hmm. There's so many unnecessary fucks in this movie.
Fucking ridiculous.
Arquette says, what's the best thing about dating homeless girls? You can drop them off anywhere.
Oh, misogyny. And also, the clip from American Dad, the guy says, hey, hold on, let me wipe off your seat for you. And then he grabs a handkerchief and wipes off his own face.
Every time Amin says something fucking misogynistic in my DMs, which is often, he then just follows up.
Wait, what?
They pull up to a helicopter in an airfield. Howie Long's the pilot. They all know him. They're all ex-cons.
Mm-hmm.
Arquette does an Elvis movement so he can fart, like he's Kevin James.
Oh, my God.
Bokeem does a terrible Elvis voice. Howie says it's a loose group. They pick guitar cases, and Costner wants a snakeskin one. We get another fucking shot of this Last Chance Motel. Knock on the door. Kurt's there for Cox.
She is ecstatic that he came back.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? He drove back?
Looking for his wallet, backtracking his steps.
But they never... Never mind.
The kid starts to walk out and the mom knows the kid took it. Kid locks himself in the room. He's like a ferret. Takes anything he can get his hands on. Hides it all over. A mean zero cheeks comment incoming. She's looking for the wallet in the ceiling.
You're absolutely right, Zach. I said Monica, zero cheeks. Her accent is gone. That's a very baggy-ass thong. Those are 3 in succession notes that I had.
Succession. My Queued Up podcast. Starring me.
Whoa, what an organic marketing display here.
Produced by Anthony Mayes.
Wherever you get podcasts. Buddy's missing $460. She reaches up, finds the money. Sorry for all the trouble. He really isn't a bad kid.
Staring at her ass the entire time.
Then the kid peeks out the door and flips Kurt the bird. Kurt starts to leave. She wants to fuck instead. They fuck.
Fuck me like a black guy, Eddie! Come on! No, you're not doing it!
Kid starts to sneak in. Kurt throws a boot at the door. My next note, how many mean cheeks comments will we get from this one scene?
That was it. I kind of feel like people knew this already about Monica.
Look at you being philanthropic.
I'm just older and wiser now. Like, you don't have to beat the point over the head.
Maybe.
This is on beat and head.
Kurt doesn't have flowers, so he leaves a Snickers bar, and she smiles.
We get an Elvis costume cutscene montage. What the fuck is this editing, by the way?
This is the worst edited movie we've done in so long.
It looks like X vs. Sever is a fucking Academy Award winning compared to this editing.
These camera angles, it's like the camera fell over.
You guys are going to love these next 2 notes I have. What is this movie, Maze? That's the first one. And then during this montage, they're playing the music. And I said, this movie screams made in 2000 with this music.
Oh, the music. I do love this outfit, though. The baby blue lined cape, the beaded jumpsuit, the ridiculous huge belt. And Kurt Russell does do a great Elvis.
Time to go to work, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, I disagree. Let me battle back that he does a great Elvis with 3 notes of my own. He looks so fucking stupid right now. I do not get this Elvis thing. His Elvis voice is awful.
I have to go back to, what is this movie, Maze?
We get this weird time-lapse-esque shot of driving to Vegas.
Set to drum and bass.
But we're in the new strip now. None of that old Vegas bullshit. We're at the Riviera.
Repeat offender 4 times now, Las Vegas.
No, a city can't be a repeat offender.
A bridge is. A fucking bridge.
A bridge has character. City.
You tell me Vegas doesn't have character?
Fine, the Las Vegas sign. What do you want?
Next note. They're all dressed up like Elvis and look so fucking stupid.
Costner's outfit is even crazier than Kurt Russell's.
There's a news report on International Elvis Week. It's another cutscene montage of dipshits dressed like Elvis.
Showgirls.
Short tan man says he doesn't know what the big deal is. And I wrote, save note too, bro.
Short tan man is Paul Anka.
That's Paul Anka? Motherfucker was 4 feet tall.
That porker's been dead for 20 years now. He was a god. And second, he ain't dead.
I said 20 years he's been dead? Wait a second. So it is 2000?
You must have felt like you were time traveling.
So that's what the serious doubt hit me. And so I went and I Googled it again. And I said, why did I think this movie was made in 2019?
I like that there's just a brief moment in which you thought Elvis and 9/11 happened in the same year.
No, I didn't. But it did take me 20 minutes to realize that this was a movie not made in like 2019.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
That it wasn't just a spot on early 2000s period piece.
Yeah, I just felt like they were a little too on the money with like the musical choices. And come on, you guys aren't this good.
My next note, Black Elvis on roller skates. What?
They just go straight from Elvis music to drum and bass, back to Elvis music, back to drum and bass. My ears hurt. It's such a bad dichotomy.
And I said, did this dude have roller skates on?
Same note too, bros.
He's trying to say hi to Costner. Costner saying he never met him. Be smart and take a fucking walk. I do like telling someone to take a walk.
Have you ever told someone to take a walk?
No, but I'm going to next time. That's a great way of being dismissive.
Nice.
Hey now, don't be cruel. Costner elbows him in the face.
Hard.
Horde.
Kurt gets on the elevator with 3 women. One wants him to autograph an Elvis record. Why?
And he autographs it, the king.
They all have Priscilla name tags.
One of them's got some Rack City, Rack City, bitch.
The other are walking down a hallway and stop to open their cases. I hate every time they cut to the Elvis performances during these scenes.
They use the same footage
constantly
3,000 times.
I thought this guy was part of the heist. They kept cutting to him so often.
You thought he was the distraction?
Yeah, I thought he was like in on it or something. Like he was going to take off his wig backstage and then go upstairs and warm up the Jabba.
You thought it was Howie Long?
I don't know. It's weird. I remember Howie Long from the opening scene, and then when he's in the helicopter later, I'm like, who is this?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Old woman says Kurt looks marvelous on the elevator. They get off on the 9th floor. He does a dumb Elvis move to stop the elevator and sprays the camera.
I've never been in an elevator where you hit the stop elevator button and it doesn't ring the most obnoxious alarm ever.
They spray the cameras in the hallway. They've got automatic rifles in the cases. Security guy thinks it's a couple screwing in the elevator.
Again, do we have a visual? Vegas!
Kurt has a power drill. They're going to bring the elevator down for a security check and override the system. He disconnects a wire and clamps something on the board.
He does a lot of shit to the fucking elevator. Was he going to a secure floor? Turns out, no. This was all just to hack into the elevator, which, I don't know. I've never hacked into an elevator, but it just felt like that was way too much work to hack into that elevator.
They bust into a money room, knock a dude out. Elevator's coming down, so...
They knock a dude who ran at someone with an automatic rifle.
Runs right into the butt of Costner's shotgun, just like those guys ran into Howard the Duck's pies. Also, they've got this spray the lock, I guess, to freeze it? I don't know. And then drill it, and it just works like magic.
Yeah, I like that move.
No, it's like a pneumatic, not a pneumatic drill, but like what's this thing that the guy uses in No Country for Old Men?
That's a cattle air pressure gun.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. They were, well, I mean, yes, they were freezing it, but then it felt and sounded like they were using one of those to like break the lock.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Yeah, I was more caught up in the spray that they just had at their wrist, like Spider-Man, just real quick.
I bet you were.
Spray, I'm disappointed in you.
Elevator's coming down, so Kurt clips a wire at 3 and it stops. Security office sees them in the money room with guns. They walk out onto the floor and guards are following them.
How have they not noticed dudes with machine guns in the count room? This is your whole fucking job as a security person at a casino. Also, Costner asked the people in the room, who's listening? And this one dude raises his hand and says, I am. And I said, what a bitch. Then he like barks instructions to everybody in the room. Everyone gets on the floor except for one guy. And he's like, yo, do you not hear me? And she says, he's deaf.
Deaf's position.
Costner laughs and says, but you're not.
Get him on the floor.
Did we really need a deaf guy in this movie? Unless it comes back later, which it didn't.
We're just showing what a badass he is.
He was a badass. He would have shot him.
Costner says not to let the guards get between them and Kurt. One guard who apparently didn't have an earpiece rolls up on them, says freeze, and Costner blows him the fuck away with his shotgun. He does a backflip.
As they're walking through the casino floor,
guns just out.
The guns are just out, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't watched the movie, I'm talking about like an AR-15. I'm not talking about like a little pistol.
Massive guns.
They're not guns. They're rifles. They're walking through the casino floor with rifles in their hands, and they're just smiling. And I'm like, this isn't a heist. This is what reminded me of like the whole, hey, this is what you do. You go to Walmart. You get a shopping cart. Like, that's what it was.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen there, I mean. They can't shoot on this casino floor until they get shot, and then they can shoot, and they can shoot a lot.
We have an all-out shootout, and the reporter grabs the camera for herself.
Slow motion, techno music, throbbing.
Costner, massive shotgun. Bo Keeman, Slater, machine guns. David Arquette, 6-shooter. Annihilating these guards.
More and more intense music. More and more quick cuts.
Bo Keem yells, missed me, bitch.
Then he did a Travolta swordfish spin. He did.
He lives in a world you can only imagine.
A lot of slow-mo with Elvis capes. Now Arquette has a machine gun. They shoot an Elvis. Kurt is there with an elevator now.
There's a little person Elvis that gets killed by crossfire.
Bokeem won't stop shooting. Costner has to grab him.
Ass off for all these guards who getting shot and flying through the air.
This movie would be 80 minutes if they took out the slow-mo.
Very poor slow-mo, by the way. Choppy.
It's the editing. The editing is horrendous.
Costner makes a break for the elevator. Kurt still won't kill anybody. He shoots the glass ceiling onto the guards. Vegas PD guy runs up as the doors are closing and he lights up Bokeem.
Oh man, the black guy died first?
Shocker.
That never happens.
Gun is stuck in the door.
There's a guard at the elevator, turns around, has this shocked look on his face, gets punched in the face and flies backward. Ass off to him. Then as the Vegas PD guy comes running up, unloading, and this elevator has bulletproof doors. And then he somehow sticks his hand through the door, stops the elevator door from closing. That's when Costner shoots him in the head. And I said, cop, shot in the head, ass off.
You really liked all these deaths.
His head snaps back into the left, but then it snaps back forward just to give us this face.
Wrong Costner movie. With a magic bullet. Paul Anka claps. Someone tosses him a machine gun. The sound is all muffled. I'm pretty sure they're still cutting back to that one Elvis impersonator singing with the showgirls this entire time.
Yep, they sure are.
They go to the top floor, waiting on Howie the helicopter pilot, who's singing along to Paul Simon. What? 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Why isn't he singing an Elvis song?
He's taking a sweet ass time too.
This is where cell phones would have helped. And then I went back to, is this a period piece?
I thought you already figured it out at this point.
But then I changed my mind again because there were cell phones in 2001 or whenever this movie came out.
More fucking Elvis performances as the chopper flies in, guards converging in the stairs. We can hear sirens from the streets. Guards get to the roof. Costner's picking them off. Everybody's a terrible shot as security can't shoot them when they get on the helicopter out in the fucking open.
There's no solution to that. They've got a helicopter. We give up. You've got our money now.
This movie is so chaotically shot.
Then we get the end of the Elvis performance and Elvis has left the building.
An old lady has been playing the slots and wins?
Nobody evacuated the floor. Everyone just kept gambling.
Bokeem's still alive? He's screaming, I'm dying. I'm not going to make it. Help me.
Self-exposition. Death's position.
His ass is fully on. They're trying to put pressure on his gunshots. Costner's pounding his chest, kisses him, or gives him mouth to mouth. He's dead.
Wait, he was putting makeup on his chest?
Kurt's just staring at Costner. He dramatically takes his wig off. Why is this scene so long? And why is he drinking out of a canteen?
I mean, it is the heist.
They tossed the body out of the helicopter. Why?
It's one of the worst looking shots I've ever seen.
Sharon Stone falling in Catwoman's way better than this.
That was great.
3,000 times.
I absolutely zoned out during this scene. I don't remember any of this. I know that because in a couple of minutes, I will ask the question, did Bokeem die?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
This stupid kid's in his sheriff outfit still. He puts on a cowboy hat. He's shaving. What's happening?
I hate this kid. They didn't put on a cowboy hat. He put on a fedora. I thought he was going to do a Michael Jackson impression by the way he tilted the hat.
I did have that thought too.
Same thought too. Then instead, he just did a mobster type of thing. Hey, how you doing? Whatever.
Kid hears them pull up to the motel as he's shaving. Oh, the kid was in Kurt's room. He's hiding as they get in there. Costner washes off the blood in the bathroom. They empty the money on the table. The kid's hiding in the shower as Costner pisses.
Costner takes a leak in the bathroom. He gets done pissing, a very ragged piss, by the way.
Real ragged, yeah.
Doesn't shake his dick. Like, he's done pissing, and then it's almost instantly in there, and he's flushing. I'm like, you're not going to like give it a couple of wiggles just to make sure those last few drops fall out? And then that's when I realized, did Bokeem die? And then they start talking about dividing the share, and I said, oh shit, I guess he did die.
I mean, were you wishing that Costner's dick was all shook up?
Ain't nothing but a hound dong.
Hung dong. Ain't nothing but a hung dong.
Shaking all the time.
This has to be the earliest that a heist has been completed in a heist movie. 1/4 of the way through. And at this point, I'm saying, what happened here? I thought this was a heist movie.
I wondered how many heists are in this movie if this one's already done.
No, I didn't wonder that at all, Zach. I wondered why Mayes picked this movie.
I've made a huge mistake.
They stole $3.2 million, less Jack's 10%. Whole lot of money to fly a helicopter. You'd rather we use a hot air balloon?
Or maybe hang gliders? Would you rather we use hang gliders?
I don't know what a hang glider is. I know you don't know how to fly a fucking helicopter either. $320K, well worth it.
Is this banter?
No, it's not.
If it's not banter, do you think they thought it was banter?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course.
They missed the key ingredient of the crew, which is to have chemistry.
Or Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds would have fucking killed this.
Banter incarnate.
Ryan Reynolds instead of Arquette or Slater?
Instead of Arquette.
Costner asks where Franklin's pile of money is. Slater says Franklin's dead. We know make him pile.
Yo, bingo, first of all.
Whoa!
Although I think Christian Slater is part Native American.
What makes you think that?
The cheekbones.
Zero cheekbones?
No, in this scene, his cheekbones extend down to his fucking jowls because he's just a fat fuck who doesn't do coke anymore.
Jesus Christ.
He's not really that fat in this movie.
Yeah, he's really not.
Maze, one of my favorite things that I've been doing on NBA radio lately is just going at fucking Zion so goddamn fucking hard.
He is. It's really uncomfortable.
It's unprofessional.
Fat shaming him?
Fat shaming would be like a walk in the park for this kid.
No, he doesn't take walks in the park. That's the whole thing.
Maze is on my side. There you go, baby.
Attaboy, Maze.
Attaboy, Maze. Zach said Zion's been cleared for team activities. And I asked, does that include team meals? I've realized now that I'm never going to get like an interview with Zion ever in my life at this point.
Of course not. Nary a pelican.
But like chances are we weren't going to get one either.
Slater wants to split it up 4 ways.
Well, I could give a flying fuck what you want. A deal's a deal. Slater gets his gun out. Call him FDR. He wants a new deal.
They're talking about splitting it up. And I said everybody gets 15%, even Bokeem Woodbine, even though he's dead. But I did the math. If it's 15% for each of them, there are 5 of them, that's 75%. 10% for the pilot, that's 85%. Where's the remaining 15%?
Is it to the money launderer?
No, the money launderer gets paid like $300,000 or whatever.
But he wants 25% of his 15%.
And that's when I was like, that's too much math.
Kurt Russell starts pouting. We shot everybody in the casino. Let's just shoot each other. Bitch.
Not letting that happen. Why the hell not? Because that would change the plan. And when plans change, things get fucked up.
We have an arrangement in Twin Falls where we get 70 cents on the dollar. We'll keep that arrangement. All of us. After that, I'm over the border into Canada. You can all get on a Michael's fucking boat for all I care. Nobody gets on my boat but me.
There's another percentage for you right there, I mean. So they get 70% of their money.
But if it's 70%, that's 70% of their money, which is 85% or 75% of the money.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
It has to add up to 3,000%, okay?
Good point.
Costner says if he spends the money before, he'll get popped and he'll talk, and he's not taking that chance. Slater says they're the ones with the hot sheets, and he should be distancing himself from them.
There's an hour and a half left in this movie.
Maybe you shouldn't have talked about jerking off while skydiving for so long, dude.
It was a better story than this fucking movie, I'll tell you that, Maze.
You want to keep blowing smoke in my fucking face, or you want me to blow your head off?
They're going to travel together as a group. Think of us as the Osmonds, except we don't fucking get along. Slater says, job's done, cashing out, give us money. Is that in order? Nope.
Consposition, by the way, telling them what they're going to do.
It was at this point with all the fucks in this scene that I tried to figure out how many times they swore in this movie. Apparently, there's a parent's guide on IMDb that keeps track of profanity.
Really?
So we've got 50 times that fuck is used, shit 20 times, pussy used twice, cock used twice.
Pussy's used twice.
And a middle finger used once.
Slater cocks the gun, points it at Costner, and then pretends to shoot him like he's the moon.
There's more cocks in this podcast.
We're takers, gents. That's what we do for a living. We take.
Costner puts on sunglasses and then doesn't take them off for the rest of this movie.
Not Oakley's, by the way.
No, they're not.
Slater says he thinks Costner believes he's the king himself. What's with those sideburns?
Sideburns are real. Slater glued his on.
Nevertheless, I do know the golden rule. And what's that, sweetheart? Fuck the gold.
Clip it and also ass on, which is a very rare combo. Usually when they get clipped, it's like they went ass off. He went so ass on.
Shoots him in the leg under the table like Han Solo.
He who has the nickel platey makes the rules.
You shot him.
His knee is gushing blood.
I can't believe you shot him. I didn't know you could shoot him. If he was gay, I wouldn't have shot him.
If I was an Elvis impersonator. Costner shoots him in the chest. Gun has a silencer. He tells him to wrap him up.
He doesn't shoot him in the chest. He shoots him in the chest in choppy slow motion.
Weird sound effects and camera tricks. Just shoot it normally, please.
Kurt walks out the door to see if anybody heard. Nobody did. Russell rushes into the bathroom.
He had a silencer. Well, why would anyone have heard the choop choop?
Gets towels. The kid's not hiding in the shower. He notices a crawl space or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Arquette is tending to Slater's corpse.
Wait, make a note of that. Zach, you said that with an hour and 20 minutes left in the movie. There's a note that's coming up way later, future callback.
Arquette jokingly asks how they'll split up the money now. Costner chuckles. Kurt hides the bag of money in the ceiling. They carry the body out in the trunk, way out in the open, by the way. Costner's sideburns are growing on me. He grabs a shovel.
Shovel!
Pull up to some quarry or something. Damn, this boy's heavy. Think he had one too many peanut butter and fried banana sandwiches. Then we hear more gunshots behind a structure. Now it's just Costner in the car.
It's so frustrating that David Arquette was the last to die.
Driving away, he hits a coyote and spins out in a ditch. He's knocked out.
Hey, Mayes.
Yo.
You like betting on sports?
I love to bet on sports. I'm addicted to it.
How'd you get into that?
Well, I have all this information in my brain, and I just feel like I need to use it.
Let me tell you something, man. I don't have information in my brain when it comes to sports betting, but I do now, ever since I started listening to BetQL Daily.
I mean, same note too, bro. That's where I get all my information from.
No way, bro. Oh my God, it's so fun listening to Joe Ostrowski, Joe Giulio, and Aaron Hawksworth serve up wagertainment. You like that? I just made it up myself. The sports talk you love with betting insights you need each weekday.
I mean, did you phobe or file Joe Giulio?
Oh, strong files. Files all around. Sweep it, Mayes. Give them all greens for the two Joes and Aaron.
Sweep it.
Find out where the market is moving across all of the week's biggest sporting events. And if you miss out on the earlier games, guess what? BetQL Daily has you covered there too, with recaps from some of the biggest moments in recent sports.
If you're not sure where to start with sports betting, start with BetQL Daily, presented by FanDuel. Listen weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on Odyssey, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Kurt Russell is not dead. He's just on the ground. He's walking along the highway. Random truck pulls up, asks if he needs a ride. How is he alive?
All of this blanked out on me.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Back to the Last Chance Motel. This fucking sign is a repeat offender in its own movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a vacancy now. Kurt checks the ceiling in the room. Nothing there. He's pissed. We see that he had a bulletproof vest on. Costner never thought it was weird that there was no blood when he shot this man.
Nope, didn't check him.
He also just left him out in the open, not buried.
Didn't bury him. Should have had them dig their own graves. That would have been the classy thing to do.
Kurt sees the hat, knows the kid was snooping around, goes to Cox's room. Chases the kid down, asks for the money.
Monica is watching a newscast, and this newscaster asks fully on. All you had to do was read the goddamn script, and you couldn't even do that.
She's going to call the cops. Costner wakes up in the crash car.
She says, "Oh, you came back." And I said, "Damn, she's dignitized."
Kurt Russell asks, "You gonna call the cops?"
Call the cops?
Call the cops?
Costner wakes up in the wrecked car.
How long has he been passed out?
Ass on, by the way. Ass on in the wrecked car. He's holding his head.
He grabs the bag and shows her the money. She hangs up the phone.
How did the kid get the money in the crawl space?
Future callback.
She knows that he robbed the casino. It's all over the news. He pulls out a gun. There's an hour and 18 minutes left in this movie. Kurt offers her $100K to keep her mouth shut. She says he doesn't have to pay her off. What?
Also, she doesn't keep her mouth shut.
He says he needs a couple of days and she can do whatever she wants.
Let that one sit. She doesn't keep her mouth shut.
Hey, Elvis. Is there any chance I might be able to see you again? Sorry, Sybil. Are you 100% sure about that? Yeah, 100,000%.
3,000%.
Then he realizes he needs a car. He needs her car. She's not giving that to him. That's her grandmother's. She says to take them with him. What the hell is happening right now? He threatens to shoot her. The kid pulls his toy gun out on him.
Now you've got 3 seconds to get me those car keys, or I'm going to splatter cherry pie all over that wall behind you, and I'm dead serious about that.
Does he say that?
Doesn't he? Future callback.
Welcome to Cherryphobe.
Oh, I thought that was later.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Then there's a knock at the door. Police are there. Kid asks her for the money, tells them to sit down. Kid hides the money. She answers the door. They received a call from that room, checking if everything's okay. They want to come in. Kurt has his kid around the boy's shoulder. Easy, Maze.
His kid around the boy's shoulder?
Whatever. Sorry, you correct it for me.
You got too eager to call me a pedophile that you just fucked up the joke.
They're watching the robbery footage.
So Maze pays a lot of attention to the kid scenes. Like, no, actually, his arm was running.
No, I just pay attention to the English language. That's all.
I don't think you do because you said sabotage on Red Notice.
Sabotage. pistachio sabotage.
Sybil says they got engaged. They're about to go on a little trip to the Grand Canyon.
In the middle of the night.
Cop asks who called 911. And Kurt just scoffs and points to her. Why would that be the move? Say the kid did it. She says she was trying to dial 411 and just hit the 9 by mistake. Cop says we're all set here, go on their way when it's clearly a domestic violence situation.
Also, they clearly made 411 because it's so far from the 9 on a 911. It's on the opposite. It can't be like a 511 or a 611. That would make sense. But if you missed 4 to hit 9, no. Yeah, absolutely. It's a domestic violence situation.
Cop offers to give her a hand with the bag to the car. She says if you wouldn't mind, it's heavy from the school books. And Kurt is stressed. Cut to them loading the car.
The cops are just going to watch them drive off to the Grand Canyon in the middle of the night.
Cops are at the quarry site now. It's Kevin Pollak and Thomas Hayden Church.
Ass off, Kevin Pollak. Immediately. He's trying to light that cigarette. I was like, oh, yeah. You're the front runner now.
Pollak can't work his lighter.
Cop asks if they're federal marshals. If we're not, we better give these fuckers back, huh? Points to his marshal's badge. They found casings, including a deformed one from a vest.
Yeah, Church just says vest.
Vest.
Back
in the Last Chance Motel, Costner walks into the room, searches the ceiling, empty. Kurt thinks Courtney helped the kid put it up in the ceiling. He says the money is marked. She says he's lying because the news says it's untraceable. He says that's so the thieves get locked up spending it. In the middle of the day, he's pulling off the road so they can get some sleep. Meanwhile, Costner, driving the red caddy, drinking Jack Daniels, stops at a gas station.
Costner has a scorpion belt buckle. Is that why there were scorpions at the beginning?
I guess so. I don't know. There's a man working the gas station who maybe has a sex slave.
Wait, is that... Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
The editing is so terrible. It doesn't make sense what's going on here. But yes, he has a younger woman in his bedroom.
No. What you described. For me, I just saw the dude come out.
Because she's like locked in the room, basically.
You pump gas? Yep. Good. Nobody fucking does anymore. Banter?
Pollak and THC are interrogating Black Roller Elvis.
Why do they call it a headbutt? I mean, it's not like I knocked that prick out by slamming my forehead into his ass.
What happened to your nose? What happened to your hair?
Is this banter?
No.
There's no banter in this movie.
There is not a cum drop of banter in this whole movie.
Why would it be a cum drop? Couldn't it be a drop of banter?
He was a real crazy motherfucker, too. He was sinister, you know. Some creepy, freaky level 9 type shit. Just dark. Kind of liable to shove a little snake up the coochies of women or something. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that one. Wherever he go, trouble bound to follow.
Whole time, Costner's robbing the gas station, taking 3 6-packs of beer and some beef jerky. The girl comes in with a sandwich, and it turns out that the gas pumper is dead.
Is he dead?
Did it hurt? And I said, when you fell from heaven?
I could call the cops, you know.
You could try.
The phone's broken. Roller Elvis met Costner when Elvis's estate was up for grabs.
He has a comically large flame on his lighter. Needs some spot welding done?
Costner says go get your bubble gum because she wants to go with him. As they drive away, he's left the gasoline pouring out. He flicks a lit cigarette on the ground. Gas station blows up. And she cheers, "Burn, baby, burn." And I wrote, what is this movie about?
So unnecessary. The music, the explosion, the random horror. We didn't need any of this.
That's why I think she's a sex slave, because she's like, burn, baby, but she wants that place to blow.
The plane on top of the gas station just so that can explode.
Flips.
But why is she even a character? Why do we need this sidetrack?
So that 20 years later, her character could be a golden dumpster.
In 2039?
That's not... Wow. Even I can't say the line. Go ahead. Keep.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I care about you. Don't do it.
Yeah. Let's. You know what, man? After talking to Steve-O today, like, I know there are lines and there are limits.
You're a changed man.
I am.
Steve-O really changed your life.
Scared straight.
You never considered jacking off while skydiving, did you?
No.
Amateur.
It doesn't, like, I still don't.
He's like the announcers when they do the slam dunk in semi-pro.
The man has jumped from a plane and he appears to be rubbing his penis in motion.
He's got a portable DVD player? There's a massive black cloud that Kurt can see across a body of water while he's getting out of the shower.
I missed that.
That is some good CGI right there.
At the hotel, Courtney's trying to fuck again.
Why would I try and steal the golden egg when I've got the whole damn goose right here?
And she wants a down payment and grabs his dick.
She's so annoying.
Biker gang rides near Costner. Awful green screen for these surroundings. The girl is...
Oh my God.
Fakest
green screen.
Car green screen since Ballistic.
I haven't seen a screen with that kind of graphics since a fucking Motorola Razr. That's what they've got behind them. This giant Motorola Razr.
No. If you want a comp, if you look up the video for Kanye West Bound,
Oh, yeah.
the one where he's riding on the motorcycle with Kim Kardashian, that's exactly what it looked like.
It's worse.
Or better yet, look up the video with Seth Rogen and James Franco doing Bound.
That is a better video, yes.
Girl's not in the car. The main biker recognized him. Murph, Mac, how's the road treating you?
Turns out she's blowing him.
Road dome.
Before that happens, the motorcyclists are in front of him, and he just says, apropos of nothing, harder. And I wrote, tension? Like, is he talking to the biker gang? And then her head appears, and I said, oh. They start making out. And the biker is so amused by the fact that they're making out.
He raises his eyebrows, and they just use the same reaction twice.
Yes.
Did he finish?
Didn't he?
Welcome to Cinephobe. He definitely has her chewing gum in his mouth.
Now he does.
Mom's headed to Reno.
Why?
Ever been to Reno? Get your bubble gum.
We've got to get one of those fast forward up the street things, and the lights are all flashing very quickly because it's the year 2000, and that's called cinematography.
The year 2000.
We're going to Reno to go see The Cleaner.
No!
This is a lot of exposition in this scene.
It's all you need. All you need. He just passes her off to the biker. That's it.
He just gave her to the biker, and she's got a jar full of bubble gum.
Courtney wants to know how to clean the cash. What's the password for the cleaner? It's written down. She includes herself in the plan. Kurt won't give in on that.
But no, he does give in on that because he gives her all the information. Mays does. He picked this goddamn movie.
THC has a fat file on Costner. Cut to a diner. Kid tells Cox he knows what to do. Waitress flirts with Kurt in front of them. I do not understand what's going on. Cox gets out of the booth. Cox mocks the waitress flirting, goes to the bathroom.
Big old titties on the waitress, by the way.
Necessary.
Kid says, my mom likes you. I said, how can you tell, kid? The way she throws the pussy every fucking scene? Is that how you could tell?
Yeah, we're a couple of coconuts. My mom's jealous of that waitress because she has bigger boobs than my mom. Do you like bigger boobs?
Kurt says stay. Checks on her in the bathroom.
Maze with the voice, by the way. The way he said, I should stop drinking. I really should. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about in general in life.
Agreed. Kid and Kurt have some fries banter that isn't important. Kid's distracted him with questions as the waitress gets in Kurt's lap with a birthday cake. Next thing we know, Courtney Cox makes a break for the car.
She just left her child?
Yep.
But here's the thing. He runs this car down like he's Action Jackson.
Say no to,
bro.
He runs it down like Action Jackson, but he looks like Forrest Gump with the leg braces on while he's running.
He does, and then she flings his ass off that car.
I feel like we should all like high five at once, given that we all thought of Action Jackson at the same time. If you're a listener, you watched this and you didn't think of Action Jackson one time, you got to ask yourself, do you really give a shit about Cinephobe?
Courtney also nearly crashes the car like Helen Hunt.
Stole his wallet. Wallet has the password. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
After all that, we go back to Thomas Hayden Church with the folder. Why did they show him come in with the folder and then cut away? Why not just have him come in now? What?
It's the worst edited movie I've ever seen.
Rap sheet exposition.
No record of a father, born in Mississippi.
Should I edit this podcast out of order?
Foster kid, medic in Nam, Purple Heart, first arrested in 75 for vandalizing the gates of Graceland, attempted murder, diamond heist.
I could not make this shit up if I tried.
Served 8 years. 1984, filed charges against the estate of Elvis for not recognizing him as Elvis's son.
73 out of 75 DNA tests proved false, meaning that there are two bastard sons of Elvis.
It's those two, right? It's both them?
It's such an unnecessary plot point.
What do you mean? I mean,
they're doing a heist.
It's a film noir poppy talk cocktail.
Cop pulls him over. He gets out to smoke a cigarette as the cop twirls his gun. Fucking cowboy.
They have an Old West draw?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know. He shoots Costner in the cheek and he kills the cop.
The bullets collide.
Yes, they do.
The bullets hit each other.
We see both bullets traveling in opposite directions, passing one another like ships in the night.
It was the same graphic as the fucking Scorpions.
Why is the cop engaging in a shootout with somebody?
He's a cowboy. That's why.
This scene was so confusing to me.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Cox gets on the phone, calls the card number, wants to talk to Jay Peterson. It's Lovitz!
And he's in Brad Wesley's game room.
She says the password and his attention is there.
No, hold on. You skipped the scene where
who cares?
They're talking about take a look at those sideburns. And I said, what is this, the Morris show? Look at those sideburns, Marty. That's his son.
Kurt has the kid? She abandoned her kid?
Unbelievable.
They're still in the truck together. Kid is driving the car. Kurt hops in the back, climbs through the window to stop the kid.
Kurt Russell, cheeks.
Cox is going to be there at 10 sharp for Lovitz. Just then, Costner shows up. You're Jay Peterson?
Either that or I'm wearing someone else's underwear, and then he chuckles to himself.
Wearing underwear with your name on it. 20th century, bitch.
Wearing underwear with the day of the week on it. Also 20th century, bitch.
Costner gives the password. Been hearing that a lot lately. Costner notices all the taxidermy animals. They're both hunters. Tells him about a girl calling with the password on her way over. Costner mocks him killing a dead animal. Lovitz says things have changed. This became messy now. Now it's 50 cents on the dollar. Costner fires an arrow near him. Deal was 70. Fires another arrow. Costner wants to see the money. Wait for the girl. Costner threatens him again. Wants to see the safe. Kurt and the kid go to a gas station. Kid picks the pocket of some random dude.
Heist month staple. If anyone ever bumps into me, I'll drop that motherfucker.
Costner asks Lovitz about the girl.
You think they felt that? You think you ever maybe just scared one to death? What's with the girl? What? Well, you're so fucking ugly and she's so cute. What's the deal? Does the wife know about her? Why are you doing this to me? Just killing time. Are you gonna kill me? Not till you get the safe open. Now that's a joke. Open the safe.
Lovitz admits he bought the animals for show. Takes the girl to Mexico when the wife thinks he's in Africa. He's a pussy.
Lovitz, ass off.
Wow, Jay, that's a lot. It's a lot to hold back. Now open the safe.
Girl comes in the room. Costner fake humps her from behind when she's not looking. What?
I love the way that Lovitz is nervously drinking, holding the glass with both hands.
Ass off.
Costner's doing a Cosmo sex quiz?
Yes, this sex quiz was more interesting than the movie.
Totally zoned out.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Are you trisexual? The orgasmic gardener quiz. The do you masturbate question is yes, no, or always?
Always.
Do you enjoy porn videos? Sure, especially my own. Sometimes, if the video is not offensive, then no, I'm not a pervert.
Have you ever wanted to have rough sex with a man? The answer is no. Have you ever had rough sex with a man? He answers yes. So he doesn't want to, but he has done it before.
Well, he's in prison.
Was he?
Wasn't he?
Welcome to whatever the fuck this episode is.
All right. Costner says he's Mr. Peterson when Courtney Cox gets there. She drags him the money. Quite the load you got there. Load?
Laundry.
Oh, I get it.
Little industry humor.
She's so fucking dumb. And where's her accent?
Offers up the password. Russell and the kid pull up. She's looking at the Sphinx carving. Where's it from? Up my ass. Excuse me? African piece. Looks Egyptian to me.
Where's Costner's accent?
Who cares?
And this is the point, Zach, I swear to God. I swear to fucking God, my next note is, I wonder if Zach has said or some shit yet.
Well,
that was like hours ago.
Russell walks in with a tire iron. Lovitz and the girl are dead by arrows. Kid followed him in, checks the dead woman to see if it's his mom or some shit. I don't know. Goes back to the truck.
Is that my mom? No, it's some other dumb slut. And then he checks and it turns out, oh shit, it really is some other dumb slut.
She's with Costner. They're going to go to the same place.
Maze, you got to clip this song. The Lion King.
You know my name, I'm a conqueror. The super aggressive song. It's playing while he's smoking a cigarette in front of more green screens. Yeah.
Stars, that's where I come from. Belt of Orion, son of the sun god. You know my name, I'm a conqueror. The the Lion King, Kamehameha. Come 2012, come 12 tribes, come 12 strands.
Do you like women with large breasts or women with huge breasts?
I'm gonna go with huge to block.
I don't understand why he says, I'm going to go with huge to block. I don't know what that means.
I think it's like a Hollywood Squares.
It is.
Is it a tic-tac-toe?
Joke. Yeah, same note too.
But why?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Pollock mentions a blown up gas station, then dead Lovitz. Kids stole them matching hats. They're bonding by snapping and smoking together.
Texas to LA. Who brings it to you? Who's your uncle? Brooklyn to the bayou. Across the southern plains. Who brings it to you? Who's your uncle?
Worse rhythm than Jennifer Love Hewitt. And I really thought long and hard, who has the worst rhythm in the history of Cinephobe, Zach?
Lauryn Hill. It's Lauryn Hill.
Wow. Worse than Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, it was Lauryn Hill. She was worse.
Samuel L. Jackson has really skated in the last month.
He is, man. He really he needed whoopee month. All right, the kid coughs. He takes the filter off. Kid pukes. Kid wants to be his partner. Help Kurt get to Costner and the money. There's some terrible banter.
Now we've just got a road trip with Kurt Russell and this kid.
Honestly, now it's become Dutch. It's become the movie Dutch.
Mr. Smarty Pants, Mr. I blow chunks when I smoke. His license plate is 3K MTG. They abbreviated it? Kid peeing next to a fat guy farts in his face. It's just like, what is happening? Now we're in the Boise jail. Costner calls some hookers cheerleaders.
They're in separate cells. Costner asks if he shot Kurt. Kurt tosses a gun shell into the cell.
He's been carrying this bullet around the whole time.
What if he actually forgot whether or not he shot him? I feel like that's what would happen to me if I were like a gunman or whatever. I'd shoot people and then I'd forget, wait, did I actually shoot you?
Hey, did I shoot you?
Or did I shoot you?
Back in Vegas?
I didn't shoot you.
Kurt wants to know where Sybil is. Costner says he knows. What if she double-crossed Kurt? Costner claims he and Cox were working together. He knows Kurt. Kurt got played. You know the difference between us, Mike. You're always going to do the right thing in a bad situation. Kurt has someone there about bail. He wants a second with Costner, walks over to him.
Instant karma is a motherfucker, in it? In it? In it?
Bad Elvis impression. It's always a pleasure taking care of business with you. Costner grabs his hair through the bars.
Grab each other, choke each other.
You want karma, asshole? You find the money, you'll find the girl. I kind of thought they were going to make out.
Cut to court?
Coolio's case just got tried.
Lispin Louis Lombardi is there. 1-800-1-GO-FREE.
And this lawyer's accent is so fucking...
It's not an accent. That's just how this dude talks.
That's just how he talks.
Does he talk like that for real?
Yeah, he's in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Jesse wants 50%, wants to be partners, apparently called a lawyer and got him to show up. I don't understand. Whatever. Costner calls Howie Long.
Needs to make bail before the prince come back. Either an hour, Kurt is out. Kid's wearing a stupid fucking hat. Lawyer gets a call from Howie. Kurt gets his car from the impound lot, verifies the tail of the coyotes because there's hair or fur on the grill of it. Opens the trunk.
Slow motion.
Choppy.
Bootleg Titanic music.
Choppy slow motion, which is the worst slow motion ever.
Courtney Cox still alive. He slams the trunk shut. Good news, bad news. Good news, your mom's in the trunk.
What's the bad news?
She's alive.
That's banter, I guess. Is it banter?
Nope.
No, there's no banter in this movie. We already established that.
Not a drop of cum.
So when Kurt Russell asks Costner, the money's probably in the trunk, right? And then Costner responds, you find the girl, you find the money. I thought that meant like, oh shit, the money's not in the trunk and the girl's in the hidden location. Nope, she's in the trunk and so is the money. And I'm just like, what?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Did you think you were going to misdirect him like he wouldn't check the trunk now?
That's the real film noir. Film noir. It's right where he said it would be.
He frees her in a field. More money than what they took. What happened? He's accusing her of setting him up. Costner told her. She says he lied. He says he stole the car and left her son.
With a stranger. I left him with you!
Sucking on gas fumes. I said, what the fuck is she talking about?
Riviera Casino's money, not yours.
Maze, I don't understand this conversation at all.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Costner convinced Kurt that
who cares?
Sybil might have double-crossed him. And so he doesn't believe her. And then she's like, I love you. But didn't say, I love you. They dump the Cadillac in the river, and there's still 30 minutes left.
Hayden Church tells Pollock that Costner got let go in Boise. He's hitchhiking, gets in a van with a Wombats fan.
Scooby-Doo ass Walla Walla Wombats.
It takes a certain kind of person to pick up a hitchhiker in the middle of the fucking night who looks like Kevin Costner in this movie.
Yeah, we saw him. He looks nuts. The fuck is a wombat anyway? Fuck is that?
My next note. Why do we let Mace do this?
Do we let him or does he just do it?
New motel for Kurt and Cox and the kid. Hayden Church and Pollock are in Boise talking to an officer.
Where'd you learn that? The Barney Fife seminar on law enforcement?
Pollock asks Thomas Hayden Church what he's thinking. I'm thinking it's at least 3,000 miles to Graceland.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
So I want to catch this asshole before he jumps to the border of Canada. And I wrote, what a fled level of laziness for an he said it.
Shoehorn the fuck out of it.
Costner kills the driver of the van, takes his costume. As the police checkpoint asks him if he's alone, he goes full moose.
Not unless you count Team Spirit.
I got a new one. Pork chops, greasy. We beat their fucking team. Easy. And then he blows an air horn. Cop lets him go.
Easy, Maze.
He's just got the face paint smeared across his nose.
And then Kevin Costner has sex with him. Rough sex.
Cox and Kurt are parting ways. She's giving him the money. She wants to spend the rest of her life with him. The moment she saw him, both of them have their asses fully on in the scene. He can't trust her. Never can. She said that he can't trust himself. It's not about her. I don't know what this movie's about.
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
Dumb fucking kid hugs Kurt.
What the hell are they talking about, Maze?
Kurt gets in the taxi and leaves.
She fell in love at first sight. Just because the script is terrible and there's no depth doesn't mean it's confusing.
Kid cries with his ass on. Costner sees Cox and the kid drive and he turns around and rams her and hits her on the side of the car. He's fucking her car up. Her ass is fully on every time there's a cutscene to her jerking around in the car.
Jesse says, it's him. And Costner hears him from the other car. That's right, cowboy. It's me. That's banter.
Flanks her somehow and nails him.
Tebow.
Now she gets out with the kid.
Did you see me?
Grabs the kid, starts to run. She grabs a metal pole, swings it at him. He catches it and knees her in the stomach.
Whale tail.
This is the golden dumpster nominee for him. Costner going woof woof at the kid. When the kid approaches,
I'm willing to give Costner ass off because his ass is so fully on.
See, he just put his ass on differently than he normally does.
Fuck me.
Kurt owes $154,000 for taking care of the boat. How you planning to pay for this? Well, cash is king.
No chance they kept the boat for that long, right? Like after like a year, they were like, okay.
There's no way, yeah.
Sell it on auction.
Kid punches Costner for the slug bug game.
Oh, fuck is that?
He plays it back and hits the kid fucking hard. He punches the shit out of that kid.
And then he says, you don't want to play no more. And I said, easy, Maze.
Cox shows up to the docks. How? When? How would she know he's there? She says Costner wants the money and the kid gets let go.
Finally, some poppy talk. His dad left him the boat. Never even knew him as he holds up a gold record film noir.
This is a fourth quarter poppy talk. Like in the last waiting moments of this game.
He can't believe she and Costner just happen to run into each other. She's crying her ass is off to him, but on to us.
No, she's crying her ass on.
Reminds me of when Amin asked, do you fall for it when women cry?
This is the driest cry ever. Not a single droplet of precipitation appears on her face the whole time.
They decide to call the caps.
She cries worse than goddamn Jamie Lynn Sigler and Homie Spumoni.
Ooh.
Pollock and THC get tipped off to the meeting tonight for the Riviera job. Howie has a biplane.
Either quit smoking or get a new lighter.
What is this fuck-ass music video spinning shot of Costner? What's happening?
He's just lighting a cigarette, and then there's a cloud time lapse.
Yeah, and then my next note, oh fuck, Ice-T is here. I forgot he's in this movie. He's geared up like Metal Gear Solid.
Same note too, bro.
You wanted firepower? I give you Hamilton.
Keep the kid alive until the money's in his hands. Jelly sandwiches all around.
He ain't no kid. It's 4.5 feet of money.
Man, I feel like money. Man, I feel like money.
Kurt takes a 6-shooter from Howie. Feds close in. Costner brings the kid out. They exchange kid for money. Wayfair, am I right? 2020, bitch. They double-cross Kurt. Ice has a gun on him. Costner warns the kid Kurt is a bad guy. You're all forgetting the rule. Yeah, he who has the big-ass gun makes the rules.
That's not the rule. The rule is no gold, right?
There's so much I don't understand about this movie.
It'd help, of course, if the gold was actually in the bag. Oh, Michael, I hope you haven't ruined this. Could have been easy. Checks the bag, it's newspaper, and the Black Scorpion!
What a callback.
Oh, what a fucking film noir twist.
And it stings Costner.
It's like a translucent sheet back in the projector days of school, 20th century, bitch. The scorpion is just on the screen. It's not in the bag. It's just on the screen. And it stings Costner in his scorpion tattoo.
That's the filmist of the noirist right there.
The noirist.
You said 5 minutes, Mike. I lied. See, you are a bad guy. Truth is, guys like me die caught. Guys like you can die bloody. I'm going back.
No, fuck out of here.
I'm going back in a bag.
There's no chance I'm going to jail for this woman I met 2 days ago and this annoying kid who stole my money.
Costner grabs a shotgun, shoots Kurt in the chest. He flies off the platform, crashes to the ground about 1,000 feet below.
One last gunfight.
Is there like a disembodied voice that says, hey, who the fuck told you to turn around? I did laugh. Even as I was at my last fucking fumes of wanting to pay attention to this movie, I laughed at the idea. So, hey, who told you to turn around?
Shootout with Costner, Ice, and the feds. Howie, too. Ice is wrecking these guys.
Slow motion. Terrible editing.
Costner out in the open like he's the assistant to Blade. Howie takes bullets from Costner.
He's the laser sight and steps in front of him because he's a good friend. Why did he do this?
Doesn't matter because he dies with his ass on.
Fully on, eyes open.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the part where Amin Hassan said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not finishing this movie. I don't give a shit.
Was he really your old man? Murph, who's gonna fly the plane?
Dead.
Poppy talk, deathbed's position.
The music, the soundtrack to all of this is just ridiculous.
Has Tourette's.
Cops announce that they can't let him leave here. Do you understand? Costner throws smoke bombs, starts firing, and then out of fucking nowhere, Ice-T on a zip line, hanging upside down, firing 2 guns while twirling.
I missed
what
it.
the fuck?
He's spinning like an upside down Jesus.
Why?
I missed it.
You wanted firepower? I give you Ice-T.
I mean, you got to go do it right now.
I'm watching now. Oh my God. Yeah. And he's dead. Just like that, he's dead.
They light him up.
And then he just gets shot.
Costner's hit. Pollock announces they're coming in. Kurt's on a stretcher, loaded into an ambulance. Cox sees him. Costner blows up a tank on the roof. Shootout with the PD. More gas tank explosions. Ryan Reynolds throws a gun at him from the other hotel. Cox grabs her son. Costner looks in the mirror, asks if he recognizes him now because he recognizes him.
Then he shoots the mirror. There are 15 laser sights pointed at him. What are they waiting for? He's killed so many people.
He's not giving up. He fires again. They fucking shoot him finally.
He's dead, bloody, next to a toilet, just like Elvis.
Pollock wanted this one alive.
All brand new for me.
We got some newscast position. Last 6 men with the robbery are dead. Ambulance is stolen.
Courtney stole the ambulance.
Kurt had the vest on again. These things really work. They're on the boat Graceland. And I wrote, wait, was Kurt Elvis' son?
And is that Uncle Cracker?
Yes, it is Uncle Cracker. That's the end of this movie. Roll credits.
The one Uncle Cracker song plays. Huh?
You don't know how you met me. You don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. All you know is when I'm with you, I make you free and swim through your veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me.
Then we got Kurt lip syncing to Elvis in the jumpsuit. Costner shoulder shrugging, smoking a cigarette, and dancing with guns.
Why? He's just dancing with guns.
And then they just have a massive explosion.
Christian Slater starts dancing with the guns.
They're all in it?
Yes.
Bokeem's dancing.
It's a music video.
What the hell? It's just like all in a green screen?
The whole movie's a green screen.
Monica still has no rhythm, not since the Bruce Springsteen video that the Carlton dance came from. Costner makes out with the whore from the gas station?
Get your bubble gum.
Now, Costner's looking at his guns like, which gun should I use? This one. Howie Long, the biker gang, the kid twirling his guns. Kevin Costner still.
I just want the raw footage of Costner filming that day.
Wow, what a big finish.
Wow.
Wait, there's more?
There's an outtake.
Yeah, you're going back all right, Mike. You're going back to the future, man.
Marty!
Trivia?
When the film finished shooting, Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell disagreed about the way the film should feel. The studio let both stars edit their own versions, which were then shown to test audiences.
What?
Russell's cut was more comedy-oriented and focused on his character's relationship with Sybil, while Costner's was more action-oriented. And then apparently...
They went with Costner?
They didn't edit it again after that. They just put the two together.
What?
I was going to say who won because I can't tell what
Oh my God.
I've seen neither action nor comedy in this.
Kurt Russell made one of his early screen appearances in the Elvis Presley movie It Happened at the World's Fair, where he kicked Elvis in the shin for a quarter. He later played Elvis in a television movie directed by John Carpenter, Elvis, from 1979, and he also did the voice of young Elvis in Forrest Gump, 1994. He also got kicked in the shin by a kid in the first scene of this movie.
Is this supposed to tell us that Kurt Russell's like really good at Elvis impersonations? Is that what they're trying to communicate to us?
I believe so.
He's not.
Throughout the movie, Kurt Russell's character is seen wearing a necklace. The necklace is TCB with a lightning bolt. TCB stands for taking care of business, and the lightning bolt stands for flash. Taking care of business in a flash was Elvis's slogan. He had similar necklaces made and gave them to his inner crowd. Inner crowd is weird. Inner circle. Russell and Costner had both played Wyatt Earp.
That's true.
The head of the studio behind the picture, Ely Samaha, was successfully sued by his German finance partner, Barry Bears, in 2004 for fraudulently padding the budgets of the films he was producing. His company, Entertainment with an I, was paying a percentage for the films based on the budgets. It is believed, due to Samaha's deception, that Bears may have paid $100 million more than he had to. The lawsuit ended up causing the closure of Franchise Pictures. And if that sounds familiar, that's because Ely Samaha is a repeat offender, having produced such gems as Battlefield Earth, and Ballistic X vs. Sever.
Woo!
No. That's a callback.
Also, future Cinephobe, the Boondock Saints. Prior to the film's opening, Warner Brothers released a series of animated prequels voiced by the Elvis impersonators from the movie.
I'm sorry, what?
The Road to Graceland prequels marked the first time a major film's cast members contributed their talents to the creation of original internet content for a film website. The animated shorts also revealed that Michael Zane, Kurt Russell, was in fact the other man whose DNA test as Elvis Presley's son proved inconclusive. So they did the Animatrix for 3,000 Miles to Graceland before it came out.
Stunning, really.
I guess it's impressive that they thought about that.
Body count, 44. Nearly all of whom are killed by Costner.
False. Body count is 3,000 in this movie.
Costner and Slater co-starred in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. They didn't get along in that film, just like in this film. Costner shot an arrow through Slater's hand in that movie. In this movie, he killed him by shooting a gun underneath the table.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fuck it, ass off. Ass on, fuck it, ass off.
Ass on.
What a field.
I had Arquette, but take your pick.
No. It's either Courtney Cox for losing her accent or Costner. Oh, no, never mind. It's Costner.
No.
He's ass on.
He's ass off.
Howie Long.
Anybody.
The kid.
Doesn't matter.
I'd say Courtney Cox. She's pretty terrible. I mean, her accent's all over the place.
All over the place. No, it's two places. It starts and then it just goes away. Not even like midway through the movie, like very almost immediately.
Sybil Wangro. Ass off.
Costner.
No.
Costner for the music video.
No.
Costner for the music video. I will not hear otherwise.
No.
He was him dance with those guns. I'm fucking him.
Nope. There's only one answer. One answer that's not like all the cops and security guards who got shot early in the movie who ass fully off as they got shot. No, it's John Lovitz. John Lovitz by far.
Because of the way he held the cup.
I love that moment. That's enough for me. Yeah.
John Lovitz.
Costner in the music video.
I'm surprised he didn't try to give Costner both. Zach, you're disappointing me.
I would support a Costner ass on and ass off.
Hybrid?
That's how bad Cox was, is that I couldn't give it to both.
Interesting.
Okay, well, in that case, then no.
It's the Lovitz for me.
Are you good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
To fit you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden Dumpster nominees. The CGI Scorpions opening credits. Kurt and Costner's Elvis jumpsuits. Roller Elvis describing Costner as the kind that's liable to shove snakes up the coochies of women. Excuse me? Costner killing a guy, taking his woman, getting a blowjob, and then giving her to a biker. Lovitz drinking his booze with two hands. The CGI Scorpion callback coming back at the end.
In the fucking tattoo.
And Ice-T spinning around upside down, suspended from a rope, shooting guns.
Honestly, my golden dumpster for the longest time, well, not for the longest time because it took so long to happen, was Costner going woof woof at the kid. But then Ice-T came because I didn't see the end. So I had to rewatch the end, or I had to watch the end while you guys were talking about it. Seeing Ice-T rappel upside down, shooting like Jesus, that's easily the golden dumpster. I will hear nothing else.
I had this entire movie. I had even typed it out. It's a golden dumpster is the Scorpion fight until Ice-T comes twirling in with guns akimbo.
Sweep it!
I did not think anything was going to beat the Scorpion fight, and it is easily Ice-T.
Why couldn't we get more of that in the movie?
I would have taken 2 hours of just him doing that all over fucking Vegas rather than what we saw.
All upside down, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Nothing but upside down. Maze, you picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Over file.
I made a huge mistake.
I've made a huge mistake. I've made a huge mistake. You've made a huge mistake.
When I pick movies blind, sometimes you end up with Johnny Be Good.
File.
Sometimes you end up with Smoking Aces. Phobe. Sometimes you end up with Homie Spumoni. Sometimes you end up with 3,000 Miles to Graceland. They got the heist over in the first quarter of the movie, and I was worried about that. I said, okay, so now what?
We swept Smoking Aces, Phobe.
We thought Smoking Aces was awful. And then we saw this, and we're like, you know what?
It's not that bad.
No, not at all.
Well, with Smoking Aces, we were waiting for the action to happen the entire time, and then it was over in a flash.
This one, I was waiting for the fucking story to start.
And here, they give us copious amounts of action. It's just edited together in slow motion with a throbbing drum and bass soundtrack, and it's awful. This is not even close to being salvageable. There's so much dead weight in this movie. The Costner character is confusing because he is playing against type, and he is kind of a badass, I guess, but he just says fuck between every other word, and he's not convincing. And phobe. 3,000 miles to phobe.
No, it's not 3,000 miles to phobe. Phobe is right here. Right the fuck here. Zach.
If it was just the music video, I'd file the fuck out of that. But since it's the entire movie with the music video, I can't pretend that I would do anything but phobe this. It's one of the worst things I've ever watched.
The Ice-T spinning moment is a great moment. It's a diamond in the rough after 90 minutes of trash.
When I found out it got taken off Stars, there was a moment where I had like an hour left in the movie, and I thought, if I can't access this for free anymore, I'm not going to watch the rest. I'm not going to rent half of this movie. Like, I'm just not going to out of principle. And I don't know what I'm going to do on the podcast, but that's just going to have to be something.
Zach, that was a phobe, right?
Yes. Fucking phobe.
Amin.
The crazy thing is, as I think about it, what if we all phobe this? And then in a few months, Maze picks a movie that's somehow worse. And we're like, damn, remember fucking 3,000 Miles to Graceland?
Remember how good we had it?
Yeah, man. Like Ice-T spinning from the ceiling. I'm not going to hold anyone in suspense. This is a phobe. When did I phobe this? Like, in my mind, I was like, this is a phobe. When he pulled over because someone said the king is down, then I was like, no, that's not a motivation for somebody. Because the whole time I thought, oh, this is actually pretty clever. You rob the casino during an Elvis convention and no one will be able to recognize you. But instead, the motive was, I'm going to rob the casino during an Elvis convention because Elvis is my daddy?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They're both the bastard sons of Elvis.
Fuck out of here, dumbass premise, dumbass movie, Phobe. And there is no film noir. It's just the Phobe.
Make sure you are tweeting us your ass on, ass off, your golden dumpster, and your Phobe or file at Talk Hoops, at Darth Amin, at Corn Puzzle, or drop them in the Discord by becoming a patreon.com/countthedings member. You can always leave it in the review on Apple Podcasts. Just make sure it's a 5-star review, and you let us know if you Phobed or filed, what your ass on, ass off is, or what that golden dumpster is.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Zach, you have the next pick in Heist Month, and I have heard that you are weighing many options here.
He said 13 different movies at one point.
I'm looking at a list of 13 movies that I made for myself. We probably don't want a rental, right?
I mean, if that helps you eliminate a few off your list.
It eliminates 6 movies off my list. What the fuck do I do? Oh my God. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck you guys. That's what I'm going to do.
Fuck you guys. That's always a great way to start this off.
I've watched this movie before. I believe I watched it in the last year. I think I watched it maybe on my way to Miami for Freedom on a plane. I don't really remember it. It is on Amazon Prime, and it is a heist movie. It stars a friend of ours, Amin, who, while he stands up for equal pay in the acting world between men and women, he will not take a pay cut. No.
It's a heist movie with our guy
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson's.
It is called The Honest Thief.
Yeah, I saw this in my research.
I don't remember it. I just know I watched it on a flight. Yeah, there you go. Honest Thief. Amazon Prime.
An honest phobe.
Robert Horry. For 3.
Bang!